A trade that sent shockwaves through the entire NBA that everybody is reacting to now, and Luka Dončić going to the Los Angeles Lakers. On today's episode, we're going to talk about how this trade impacts the Western Conference race for the rest of this season, and are the Los Angeles Lakers a legitimate championship contender this season? We're going to talk about all and more on today's NBA Central.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
What's going on, basketball fans? Welcome to another episode of NBA Central, your number one spot for everything basketball related. We got Stevo, C-Dub, Bobby, myself, Haize, all in the building today. Fellas, we are still, we're about 12 hours removed from the Luka Dončić trade going down. Everybody's still trying to figure it out. We've got more details to come out about exactly how this trade went down, why it went down. And it seems like the Nico Harrison is very confident in what Anthony Davis can bring to that team. But the question that we want to have here today, which this is going to be one of probably a series of videos we're going to do on the impact that this is having around the NBA, is how does this now affect the race in the Western Conference for the rest of the 2024-25 season? The Lakers right now sit at the 5 seed at 28-19. They are 10 games back of the number 1 seed. I don't think they're going to be able to catch that, but just simply right now, is this a balance shifter this season in the Western Conference, or do you think this is more future that we're going to be looking at the Lakers really being that powerhouse?
When we talking specifically on the Lakers, and if we talking the immediate future now and probably next year or something like that, the Lakers doesn't affect the balance of power at all to me. I think they lower down in the standings this year. I just don't like how the team is presently constructed. They definitely gotta be some moves coming because they just got a lot of holes this particular season to compete this season. But I don't think it's a good move at all for the present for the Lakers, but the future. They are definitely built for the future. But for the present, it's not good. I don't know how the LeBron James, Luka Dončić, how that dynamic is going to work out. Do you trade LeBron James before the 6? Do you trade him at the end of the year? Will he retire at the end of the year? When we talking about the Lakers in particular, it's really up in the air. I'm really curious what's the next move for the Lakers.
I think it's a good move for the future, and I think it's more heavily so focused on the future. We looking at the Dallas Mavericks, and there been rumblings that they don't believe that Luka Dončić was that player that could help catapult the team into a championship. I don't necessarily agree with it, but that's what's being reported from Brian Windhorst, pretty much saying that, hey, guys didn't believe in Luka anymore. And I think it was crazy because how can you ignore what the man has done for your franchise? Yes, he's a difficult basketball player, but he has won and he has gotten you there. To me, it's kind of looking like they moved a bit prematurely, in my opinion, kind of like how the Minnesota Timberwolves did this past year. I think that if you have some type of patience and the way that they continuously build this out, you could have gave yourself another shot. The season wasn't over for them. I understand more so on the future side. You got to look at the future, but the guy's only 25 years old and he's been through his battles and he has overcome a lot of those challenges. So it's just been up in the air all around. But for the Lakers, it's a good move for their future.
You know, initially, I didn't understand it. I didn't see the balance structure. I didn't really see what the thought process. But now that I slept on it, I'm starting to realize it. I feel like it could be a trade that's going to work out for both organizations because on the Mavs point of view, okay, we look at it like, okay, how can you trade somebody like the Lakers look at as, okay, he's our franchise guy for 10 years, which he is. He's 25 on a record to break all LeBron's records already. That's not something you normally trade. But we have been hearing rumblings for years that it's hard to win with him. And the play style he plays with, You got to build it a certain type of way. And with that being said, they've also been around a lot of off seasons with Luka being on the team. And they're like, not many people want to play with him. And maybe they was looking like, okay, he got to the finals, cool. That's just the peak that we see right now. Versus if we go get somebody that's giving us almost 30 almost, and that play the defense that we want, and he wants a center, you got two of them, and you have somebody as dynamic as Kyrie, they're more ready to win right now than the Lakers.
Yeah.
So it make a little bit more sense for them to go get an AD right now because he's ready to do it. He fits everything they've been having the problems with. He's a perfect person to put next to Clay. Nobody even been bringing that up. And like you said, I think it is more of a futuristic standpoint when it comes to the Lakers. LeBron on his way out. Who else is going to be that guy? Because we know the Lakers are not fans of going through that draft process and finding their next guy. They're not a fan of it. They rather go find one, and they did it.
Yeah, and I think too, like with the Mavericks, definitely, and I had to sleep on it too as well, Steve. Like the Mavericks are better right now, but this is a future play, like because I do think AD could be gone from the Dallas Mavericks in 2 years, right?
Yeah.
But the Lakers got Luka at 25 years old, and we know with the Lakers, it's one thing that has held true through the Lakers' career, the whole history. As long as they got the guy, people are going to want to come play there because you got the weather, you got everything. You just got to have the guy. And so they're going to be able to entice guys. And I do think they got Austin Reeves. Not to say that he's the best player, but you got Austin Reeves there already locked in, right? You got Connect, who's there. He's still developing. You got a coach in JJ Redick, who I think that he's going to be pretty good with Luka, right? So you got some things that are in place. And now the Lakers can start looking forward to, all right, who's to say when KD becomes a free agent? Who's to say when even the hell they could sign somebody like Brandon Ingram this offseason when he becomes a free agent? There are going to be guys that are willing to come to the Lakers to help keep them afloat. But once they re-sign Luka long term, they got Luka for probably the next 10 years, and they could build it off their franchise with that. So right now the Mavs probably benefit the most, but the Lakers are going to win the war because they have a much longer runway there.
Agreed.
Do y'all think it's going to be easy to find those pieces to put around Luka Dončić? Let's just look at his history in Dallas. Bronson from New York, he got up out of there. You got Porzingis, he got up out of there. He had some really good players that seemingly they couldn't play with Luka Dončić. Now, it's not going to be easy. It helps that he's in LA, but it's not going to be easy filling that roster around Luka Dončić. He's not LeBron James. He's similar, but he's not LeBron James.
You know what's funny? It's funny that like the whole thing with the traded of Trey and Luka, because they're so similar. How it's so difficult to build around them. And I agree, like it's gonna be hard regardless, because it's almost with the same thing with LeBron. It was hard to get the right team to find with LeBron when he finally started winning, going for them championships. It takes a special squad to understand. I'm gonna be majority of this time. I'm gonna be on the side waiting for him to pass it to me, and I better be ready to shoot, and I better make it. If not, I'm gone. Those teams come around every now and then. You just gotta have the right GM, which is, I can't say Rob Pelinka is a guy that can find some role players. We've seen him do it. And it's the Lakers. Everybody's going to want to come there at some point. It's a dream for a lot of these players as well. They Kobe fans, etc. But it's still going to be difficult at the end of the day. It's still going to be difficult to find it. But like you said, like Haize just said, you're going to have 10 years to find it.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be difficult for them to find guys. The free agents are going to want to come here. It may be difficult for them to find guys that fit, but I tell you what, they're going to be a revolving door of players that are willing to say, "Hey, I could try to play with Luka."
That's exactly where I was going to go. Just get ready for the revolving door of coaches and players. I mean, that's just what happens with these type of guys, that play that LeBron type style. They don't necessarily want to be placed in a system with multiple moving parts and different actions being called. They want to run the show. That's what Luka is. He's that type of player, kind of like when James Harden was with Houston. Yeah. Hell, before he even joined the Clippers, he said, "I am the system." So those type of guys that is difficult to build teams around. You're gonna be, but if you be strategic about it, which the Lakers, it seems like they are willing to do certain things depending on the player that they have in there. Kind of been pushing back a little bit against LeBron, but now you got a 25-year-old superstar on the squad. So I think they'll be willing to make some moves for sure.
Now, when it comes to Dallas, I think we all in agreement that this is like a 2 to 3 year experiment. It's not a very long lasting.
Yeah, they got a hit.
They got to hit. Like they have no other choice. Do y'all have confidence in Kyrie Irving being because he's the lead dog now, and then we've seen
Why
him
you keep
in
saying
Boston.
that?
What?
He's not the league dog.
Kyrie's not the lead dog. It's going to be
I think AD is number
I don't know why.
Okay. Wait. Y'all saying that because y'all saying AD is the best player? Absolutely, 100%. AD is not going to have the ball in his hand all the time like Kyrie Irving. He's the most important player. Let me fix my statement. Kyrie Irving is going to make things happen. Now, when he had these opportunities in Cleveland as a young player and Boston, when he couldn't stick with LeBron in Cleveland, did he fail? Yes, he failed on numerous occasions.
He failed, but he got a title out of it, and he
Oh,
played
when
an
LeBron
important
was
part
there.
in that.
When
Yeah.
LeBron was there,
I think,
And he has
yeah,
AD now
but
with him. It's not
but
him by
I-
himself. He
But
has AD.
I get what you're saying, but this ain't the same. This ain't Brooklyn Nets, Boston, Kyrie. Kyrie understands now. Like he said it himself. He was a little arrogant when he left LeBron because he thought he can do it.
Yeah.
After he went to Boston, he was like, "Damn, it's a little bit more difficult." And he even called Brian and said, "Like, yeah, my fault. Like, I didn't realize how much you really did and how much it took to be a leader." So I think, to be honest, if you look at Kyrie, he playing the best ball he been playing
That's what I'm saying.
since Cleveland in them days. Maybe not necessarily number wise because he was going off in Brooklyn, but we talking about playing basketball the right way, understanding his role and value in the organization. I don't see This is probably the most dangerous Kyrie you're going to get.
I agree with that because to me, in my opinion, with him, to even playing alongside Luka, he took a step back. In my opinion, he allowed Luka to cook. I don't think he took away from him. I think that just he was that guy. Whenever Luka needed somebody, he was able to help him with that. And I think that everybody on the damn team is going to understand that. Hey, you ain't going very far if you don't utilize Anthony Davis. In my opinion, you got to be able to utilize him the best way, and that's how you're gonna be able to get over the hump. To y'all point. They got to be able to strike gold early because if it's once the contracts is up, players are going to continue to get old. And Clay, you know what I'm saying? You know, he already up there. You got to hit.
Well, yeah, you guys, I agree with you guys. He have gotten better. He learned from those experience playing with LeBron, but he still haven't proven that he can be the guy to make it happen. This will be his opportunity.
No, but he's not the guy. Just because you
think he's the
operate the
guy.
offense, doesn't make you the guy on the team. He's the point guard. The guy on the team is Anthony Davis.
For sure.
He's not the guy. Everything isn't going to be built around what Kyrie is able to do. He's not the guy. He's the point guard. He's not the guy on the team, though. That's built around Anthony Davis, and that may be even a little bit more fragile than it being built around Kyrie. But Kyrie isn't the guy on this team right now.
And I love the fact that a lot of people ain't been saying this. I think Jason Kidd has a lot to do with what's going on with Kyrie as well. That's a guy, that's a point guard, a real point guard that won. He won championships. He's been in multiple finals. He was a part of a finals on his own with Vince. So he knows he's been in similar situations with Kyrie. So not only does oh my God, there's so much going on in the basketball world. But yeah,
I thought you got a notification about something.
Nah, WBA. But anyway, yeah, I just think the pressure is off of Kyrie.
Really?
Yes, because not only that, I get what you're saying. He ain't done it with nobody else but LeBron. He getting somebody that won with LeBron.
Okay.
That's the next best thing. Is that not right though?
I hear you. It's not LeBron though. It's not LeBron.
It's not.
He has not been a distraction for years though.
I ain't saying it. I'm not.
No, I'm just saying. Like I believe he deserves some type of credit. You know what I'm saying? Because he has not been a distraction for years. A lot of us,
we know he can,
especially me. Get to work. We want to see you hoop. He been hooping. No distractions. No distractions. I think he deserved the benefit of the doubt.
Okay, it's just gonna be interesting watching that team for the rest of the year. It's gonna be very interesting.
Facts.
Ooh,
All right, y'all. It's gonna be real quick before we get out of here. Predictions: where do the Lakers finish this season at in the Western Conference when it's all said and done?
And see, and that's another thing I was supposed to talk on. We don't really know. It's a little early because
is.
I don't think the Lakers is done.
I don't
I
think so
agree with
either.
that.
Because, like you said, they somehow go get Vooch.
I
Now
don't
it's a
think it's gonna be
problem.
Vooch. I think it's
You
gonna
don't?
be. I think it's gonna be Clint Capella for a few different reasons. I think the Atlanta Hawks want somebody to help replace some of what Jalen Johnson missed with him going down with injury. Rui Hachimura is their trade piece. I also think that they can get away with not trading a first round. I don't think Atlanta's really tripping off the first round pick. I think Rui Hachimura, a second round pick, gets you Clint Capella, and you don't have to worry about running any
That's a better
offense for
deal.
Clint. You're literally telling Clint,
Lob.
block shots, get rebounds, and
And
catch
lob.
these lobs.
Mhm.
I think that's a
I
fair
like
point.
that. I fucking like that.
That-
hate
it's
that
a
for
way.
me.
It's a way better business deal too.
I
Yeah,
hate
that's
that
true.
for me, but that's actually an awesome
Yeah,
transaction
sucks.
right there.
That's actually
We
sucks.
know
That's
our
solid.
That's solid.
I
And
feel
he'll
you,
be
dog.
great with LeBron. He'll be great with LeBron and Luka. But hey, we got a big 6'10", 7-foot guy over here too. Vooch, come and get him.
Tina
Bro, what
Charles
happened?
is going to the Connecticut Sun.
That's what I was talking
Yep.
about. That's why I
I
was
seen
like,
that.
yeah,
Crazy work.
Anyway,
yeah. It's a lot. That's why.
as long as it's not the Fever, because they about to be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any
the one
last
LeBron
thoughts,
done.
fellas, before we get up out of there?
Oh man, just stay tuned, guys. It is getting hot in the basketball world, and I love it. Let's get it.
On the real. Let's get it, man. Y'all tune in, hit that like button, subscribe.
That's a fact. Y'all stay in tune with this, man. Make sure you guys are following us at NBA Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, NBA Central Show at gmail.com. And lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail for the mailbag, 773-270-2799, or the number one spot for everything basketball related. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.